adds up to some wonderful sawab, if nothing else. I mean, no matter which way you look at it, religiously or worldly, it is the only thing I suggest to the class of 2010 to look for. And I'll give you another example about creating time. The Wright brothers made that plane. Before the plane, it took 10 months to go and come from Hajj. 5 months going, 5 months coming. These two brothers made a plane. It takes 5 hours to go and 5 hours to come back. The Wright brothers gave you a gift of 9 months, 29 days, and 14 hours. And the plane doesn't look like much, okay, but you have to realize we cannot calculate the good they've done if you look at it the way that I just tried to make you look at it. And it's only going to happen if you try and do what is impossible. Now you could do the possible, and that's just fine by me. You get that $1 million salary, you have a standard of living, I don't know about your quality of life, but no one will remember you. Probably no one will invite you to your alma mater to come and speak. 10 or so years, right? Don't do the math on this after you're out of school. Would you rather be here? I'd like to wish that you do. Everything leads back to the same one thing. You need to do something to change the world because that's the only thing the world needs. What the world is today is because of what is before this. And it's getting worse, and we all know that. The only thing we need is something new. It won't come from just a book. It'll come from reading every book in your field, in your craft, in your profession, and then reading more than that. And then you might be able to come up with the problems and hopefully summon up the strength to find in you the courage to solve that problem. To create time, you have to make good use of time. This is one other little thing I want to share with you guys. I remember an old Sanskrit poem, and it was called A Salutation of the Dawn. It just meant when every morning the sun comes up, it says something to you. And you can spend time one way or the other way. But I'm going to try and explain something to you which will probably put an acid test on what the time is. The poem goes something like this. It's my translation of it, or an amalgamation of it, but it says, look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the verities and realities of your existence. The bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of achievement. I'm going to stop the poem here. I'm just going to explain to you. You can grow in a bad way. God forbid somebody can learn to make a bomb. The acid test I told you about was the bliss of growth. The growth. Anytime you're learning something, you need to check, I do it, is this blissful growth? The glory of action. I can act and do very bad things. Is it glorifying? And all in the course of one day, every day. And then the splendor of achievement. So you learn to do things, you grow, you act upon those things, and then after you act, you achieve something, and then you keep on doing this in cycles. And the achievement has to be splendorous. So the bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of achievement. For yesterday is but a dream, tomorrow is only a vision. But today well lived makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day, for such is the salutation of the dawn. What this means is that the only thing you actually have in life is this moment. You will live your entire lives in this moment. That's why I don't go and speak at places, because that's the only moment I have. My whole life is a collection of this moment. And anything I plan to do in this world is going to be in this moment. And the next, and at that point in time, a year from now, it's still going to be that moment. The only moment I actually have. And so there's one more little thing I wanted to share with you. Quality of life, standard of living, something you need to bifurcate. Changing the world, changing your world, your time, and how you spend it. One last thing I want to tell you is that it's very easy to destroy things. It is very hard to create things, to make things. I remember it was right after I left Froebel, it was probably a year after, in '89. On one of my stops to London, I was going shopping, and actually it was also, one of the same trips I ran into Saad and his brothers on the airport. It was such a small world. But I was on my way to the airport. I'm really sorry to cut this up, but is it something more interesting than what I'm saying? And I don't mean to do that. I do it myself too. When someone else is talking, I like to talk sometimes too. I like to take it a step further, or like to take it backwards. And the reason why I asked is not to embarrass you. Remember I told you I don't like to go and speak and relive moments of my life? The reason why I don't relive moments of my life is because nobody corrects me. If I am not corrected, or if somebody doesn't help me with something that I'm saying or doing, I will not grow. They may grow. I will not grow. And so I'm always looking forward to someone coming up and saying, excuse me, what you just said, there's a problem there. And I'm hoping it was one of those things you guys were talking about, right? It's getting a little long, but I quit with the regular speech only because I thought there'd be a chance that if I just chatted with you and I explained certain things to you, it may help you a little more. I'll get back to that last thing, and it's very important that you know how easy it is to destroy things and how hard, and what it means to me is it's very easy to destroy a name, a reputation, obviously very easy to destroy other things too. But on one of these trips, in the morning I was walking over from my hotel to shop, and there was a 5-6 story building in Victoria